So let's start from the beginning. So, what were you doing before we engaged? What job were you trying to do? And, what problem were you trying to solve, in the beginning of this? I believe that we were looking at a problem with quantities or incorrect items being shipped.
Correct. We needed a way to document what items we were shipping out. We have a multitude of items in our warehouse, over 50,000 lines. So knowing what is picked and what actually was sent to the customer is very helpful, especially if they receive the wrong part where we pulled something incorrectly, or if we were missing parts out of that package, we can go back to reference that. So we take pre-shipment photos of all of our shipments that go out. With that, it gives us the documentation to assist the customer if there's an issue. Before LoadProof, we were using cheap disposable cameras with a little camera card in them, and someone had to be responsible for getting all the camera cards at the end of the day, uploading it to a network drive that we had. It was a little cumbersome to do that, and then if anybody wanted to reference that, they had to be in the office and have access to that drive, and wait for the drive to boot up. It was kind of slow. So there's a speed issue that we were having. It was a organization issue as far as just being able to find the photos because they weren't named. The camera did a default name, and with 100 shipments a day, we're not going to go back in and rename every photo. So we really like the accessibility of LoadProof, and we like the fact that we're able to reference a multitude of numbers or categories for each photo, which makes it really easy to find them.
Yes. Great. Thank you very much for that response. And yeah, organization, efficiency, accessibility, and you're able to, have multiple people access all the records in one centralized location, versus, having the photos spread all over the place. And
looks like you have saved a lot of time spent on labor, right?
I'm sorry?
Looks like you have like saved a lot of time spent on labor.
Right.
Yeah.
Reducing those steps in the process.
Yeah. It saves the time in having to find the photos. It saves the time in having to maintain and upload those. So it definitely is a time saver for us.
Great.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That's what we're looking to achieve. Saving time and money in the end, and improving those areas. And so the second question, it would be, where did you first hear about us? What caught your eye about, regarding LoadProof and piqued your interest, and what did you, what was the deciding factor for, choosing us?
I got an email. I forget if it was external or if it was an internal reference where someone had forwarded it to me, and it mentioned a Smart Gladiator, I think it was the name. And I know Gladiator is a name that I had seen before as part of a warehouse management system, if I remember right. So that kind of caught my eye because warehouse management, we're looking to get a new, I guess what do they call it, WMS or TMS system. Ours is a little cumbersome. So I explored into there, and then just having the photo program was kind of a perfect match for what we've been looking for a few years now. We've been wanting to have something where we could take a photo and name the file at the same time, because this has been going on for, I don't know, 4 years now. And we've been dealing with this. So it just kind of fit right into place with what we had been looking for quite some time.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. Yeah, so you received one of our marketing emails, and it caught your eye. And also, I used to deal with the same type of thing. We used to take photos on a digital camera in my previous job, and I probably told this story before, but we used to take photos on a digital camera, and take the USB and plug it in. So I would walk from one end of the building to take photos of the equipment. It was a metal box. You ever see those green boxes in neighborhoods?
Yeah.
Big green metal boxes. So it's kind of like that. They're power supplies for many different applications. But so I'd walk from one end of the building to the other end, take the photos, walk back to my desk. Luckily, maybe I would be stopped and, they would ask me some questions, customer service related questions. So that would take even more time, if someone were to stop me and engage me in a conversation. Then I would go back to my desk, plug it in with the USB, rename the file, and then resize the file. Sometimes I would have to edit it in Paint, and if there were multiple files, then I would have to compress it into a zip file. So it was just a nightmare, and I wish I had something like this in my previous job. Definitely, and that would have improved things greatly. And naming the files all in one, or naming the file as you're uploading it, just helps.
Yeah,
Reduce those steps.
It's
a pain in the butt when you're doing hundreds of photos.
Yeah, and so we went with the alternative where we just didn't name them, which meant that we had every day we had to create a new file folder for that day, and then put all the photos into that file folder. And then if one of my customer service team members wanted to view those photos, if customer called them with an issue, they would have to start at the first photo and then go all the way down in the photos till they found that shipment. And because it wasn't on their computer, it's a network drive, it means that each photo had to upload or render for them to see what it was. So it was like click, wait 3 seconds. Oh, the photo has finally become clear. Nope, that's not it. Click again. And there's 100 of these things every day. So they might be going to photo 96 before they actually find what they're looking for.
That should have been a difficult process.
Yeah, it worked, but it was very, it wasn't ideal. It was very cumbersome.
Exactly.
They were having to take a picture of the packing slip, and then they'd take the picture of the photos, of the order. So the way that we would know what order the photos were associated with is you'd have to find that packing slip, and then that the next 2 or 3 photos immediately after that, because they were all timestamped, went with that order. But this works much better, just being able to type in the order number, because that's how we label them, is by their order number, and bam, everything automatically appears on the website. It's clear. You don't really have to wait for anything to load. It works great.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. Yes. Yes, it's much better. So the next question here that I have is, what results did you achieve from, working with us? How would you describe the transformation also? And what areas of your business, life improved, and, by how much?
Well, we had an efficiency improvement on getting, not having that labor involved and having someone upload the photos and maintain them. We've had a customer service improvement because my guys are able to access the photos faster. Quality control improvement. We're able to take accountability for the photos as well. Before, the way our system is set up, I'd never really know which one of my warehouse associates pulled the order, who packed it, who shipped it. So there was no accountability as far as someone shipping the wrong part or shipping the wrong quantity. But now that everyone has a username, once we go to that picture, we automatically know who took the photo of that shipment and who was responsible for making sure that that shipment went out correctly. So we've really seen improvement in those 3 aspects of the business.
That's great. And I bet that also helps with the, reducing the confusion,